Hi! Yay, we did it! Okay. Like, we were here and then we weren't here physically.
Ah,
Oh, thank you. We have people coming back. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Oh, I see. I'm waving right now with my Instagram thumb.
love it.
Thank you for the patience, everyone. I know that we were set to go live 5 minutes ago. We tried to go live 5 minutes ago, and yet here we are.
Here we are.
Here
We've made
we made it. We did it. So, yeah. Oh, I noticed that exhale. And so, if anyone else needs to take an exhale,
hmm
yeah. So we're gonna just start flowing into this, and I'll open it, but I also want to make sure that I give space to my amazing co-conspirator, Danielle Wiggins here. But my name is Sabrina Bolin. My pronouns are she, her. My practices belong within therapy, and I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. And yeah, what I'm bringing to this space and my intentions is, just really creating an opportunity to shift. Little tiny opportunity because most of us, right, are up here. We're up here all the time, stiff in our yeah our movements, the way we're moving through life, and specifically, I was so excited that Danielle said yes to join me. We named this embodiment over enlightenment, and that's really what it's about is how can we embody and shift the focus. It's over that. It's not instead of that, right? We are trying to get insights. We're trying to make sense of things. So that's what I'm feeling called to just open with. But I want to turn it over to you, Danielle, to share just a little bit about yourself and yeah, what your intentions are, your hopes are for our space today.
Yeah. I just had this visual of you like passing me the stone that we were holding. And now I have it. Thank you. Honoring you. Hi everyone. Hi Sabrina. It's good to be here and um, introduce myself. My name is Danielle Wiggins. I'm an associate therapist. I work very somatically, but not just with the body, right? We have so many versions and parts. And is the brain the body? Yes, no. Are they in coots? Yes, no. Right? Like
Yeah.
so much juicy dialogue out there around it. So my title, I suppose, would be a somatic therapist, but I work really more from an integrated lens, I would say. And I use a lot of art therapy too. It's kind of existential. I have it's tough for me to try to use language to label. And I think you'll hear some of that come out even in the dialogue that you and me have today, because we're just human beings. And I think my intention is to just stick to that and to stay curious with another human being in the room with me of like, okay, cool. So what does that mean? What does that sound like? What does that feel like? Relationally, what is that like, right? Versus just kind of like walking with my toes in the sand by myself. Similar, but different. Um, when you and I, Sabrina, were talking about the title for this, the embodiment over enlightenment, that can be, in a certain sense, like, ooh, is there a sharpness there? What is that? What do we mean? Is it verse enlightenment, right? What is this? Is there beef? Is there tension? So I kind of liked it, even though it gave me a little bit of like a ooh at first.
Mhm.
That is something that's so juicy with this conversation and the work that you and I do with our clients every day. Um, and we'll talk more about the definitions and how we see these terms and how we move through them and look at them and judge them and use discernment and all of these things. But I came to really enjoy the language because what we're doing here is talking about how we're trying to be in the human experience, not transcend it. And this is not like versus or against any type of spirituality or improvement, but it is like challenging this idea of optimization spirituality, right? Or becoming better, 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 when it's like, let me just be with what is in the human experience instead of just trying to push past it and weirdly float above humanity. So I'm already like jumping in. These are my thoughts.
Yeah. Oh, no, thank you. I think, I mean, just from that, like, yeah, I love so much, even as, you're moving with this, that tension piece. And also, what is it to be, like, be human, to be in the human experience and not to be doing that by yourself. But there is this, we are bodies interacting with other bodies in
Yeah.
the human experience. And it's hard. Like, it's really, really hard. And I think that leads me to something we also talked about is that, we kind of have the whatever, the title, the byline, and, what this space is and what it's not. We really are intentional that this is not going to be a space where you need to get out your notebook. We're about to lay it on you. We got the answers. We got the top five, whatever, somatic, blah, blah, blahs. We're not here for that. And also, there's because that itself is already putting a distance that embodiment is something I need to learn because it's outside of me. And what we're offering is that embodiment is already, you literally are right here in your body. You're in it. We just don't have the attention and intention, right? And so that's really what we're offering is just a little dropping in, a little bit of that attention. And so I'm, I don't know how you're feeling, Danielle. Like I'm looking at the time, we can start flowing into maybe some of the experiential. If
Oh,
where folks are, that's what you're ready for. I have one, I'm an IFS therapist and I bring a very relational and embodied approach to IFS. And so I will be using some parts language, but if it doesn't resonate, interpret it, self-interpretation with language. But what we're also asking is just for any meaning making learner parts, right? And I'm doing this intentionally. They're usually, well, up here, or they're over here, or they're moving here. Not to leave. We're not saying, get out of here. You're not welcome here. Again, that's that tension. We're just asking, give them a little space. Can they just kind of hang back? If there's any curiosity, they can be skeptical and curious, but can they just hang back and be like, okay, let's check this out? And what I'm going to offer is that we're going to invite them back in at the end, and we'll offer some practices for integration after. So these two can kind of connect a little more, right? But we're just asking for now a little space and just to play, to see what comes up.
I love that. Yeah, let's do a little experiential. Get us connected. Let's make some contact and then we'll see where the conversation takes us.
Right.
Okay, good. All right. So wherever you are out there, and for us too, right? Just get a little snug, get cozy. Maybe that means pushing your back up against the chair or the bed or the couch behind you. Maybe nuzzling your feet into the floor, or if they're curled up, maybe squiggling the toes wherever you're sitting. Just noticing points of contact. Yeah. Noticing the breath, not necessarily to change anything, just to take some inventory, right? What's the pace of the breath? What's the depth, the flavor? I'm going to invite you to bring your hands together, palms together, and generate some heat with some of these rubs. Palming, some chi, prana, energy, heat, whatever label, beautiful lineage, anything you want to call it, honor it. respect it. Go ahead and do that now. And I'm going to ask you to place your little palm pillows right over the eye sockets. And give it a little pressure here. And pause. Sabrina, I heard such a good exhale. So just a gentle reminder to notice your breath. A lot of times in these kind of experiential exercises, we tend to hold the breath because we're like, okay, what's next? What am I doing, right? But the whole point is, okay, be here with it. Breathe. Pause. How does one breathe and pause? Good question. It might not be like, okay, I've got it, right? I'm flowing with the breath. No, it might be some wiggling around. It might be some my phone gave me a little notification of my Instagram. It's like, get off Instagram. You've had your 15 minutes. Okay. Melt the hands down the face, keeping the hands on. Really slowly, the slowest you've ever done. Let the hands just drip down. And along the way, maybe you notice your eyebrow hairs, the oils, the texture of the skin. You can invite the fingertips to trace alongside the jawline, or maybe even trace the outline of your lips. And again, notice your breath as you make this contact. Getting to the neck. And when I get to the neck, I like to make my hands almost like little paws. Little puppy paws. And I just gently rub up. And there's no specific template that you need to follow, right? You don't need to do the right side, left side while I'm doing it. Just play. And if making contact this intensely, this closely, or this slowly feels like too much, which sometimes it can be, right? Maybe you release the hands from the neck and instead start to notice the texture of your pants. Yeah, good, Sabrina. Bringing it to your arms. Maybe the chest area if you're still kind of up there. Invitation to close the eyes down. Sometimes it's easier to see that way. But again, no shoulds necessary. So you can totally just soften the gaze, keeping the eyes open. Now bringing your hands down to the rib cage and even playing around with noticing the little bones and the little spaces in between the rib cage. I wrote a blog a couple months ago about the rib cage and how fantastic it is that it stores our heart, our lungs. And now coming down the arms. Back to the hands eventually that we started with. And if your eyes have been closed, starting to slowly blink them open as you spend more time with your hands. And for me, I have stuff, right? I've got jewels to look at, different color metals, I've got ink tattoos to spend time with, but you might not have that. You might just be blank, a blank canvas, and that's beautiful. Start to look at the lines of your hand. Maybe the wrists when you bend it slowly. The wrinkled skin. The smooth skin, the bumpy skin, the scratched skin, the bruised skin, the scarred skin. Maybe even noticing how it feels to speed it up a little bit, right? Maybe it feels good to, maybe that would feel nice to the system. And then maybe you slow down again just to notice the difference. Not better or worse, not wrong or right, just ingredients. And then I'm going to have us just do one more simple thing here. Curl in. Maybe you take your arms with you, bring your chin to chest, letting the back of the neck grow long. And then slowly, if your arms are still up here with me, start to open and expand them. Reaching the arms out to a T. Noticing the difference of the small versus big, contraction versus expansion. And then giving your body anything else it might need, maybe a couple neck rolls, shoulder rolls, wiggles, shakes. Taking a few breaths just to close this out. Maybe inhale through the nose. Exhale, side out the mouth. And slowly blinking the eyes back open. Coming into the space together.
Ah, noticing, noticing those parts that I, for everyone and myself included, that I asked for space. One, I'm just noticing they did. Gratitude. And I also want to invite that you may have tried this practice and those parts, those thinking, those meaning making, those questioning, maybe didn't give you space. And that's okay too. So just, can both and everything in between be okay? It just shows you, right? I always say that when parts are showing up, they're just letting you know they need you. This is scary. This is uncomfortable. I don't get it. Make it make sense. Right? Work with a lot of neurodivergent clients. I'm neurodivergent. I'm ADHD. Make it make sense. Create safety. And so just letting this be a new moment of noticing and appreciation, whatever degree you had space. Right? And maybe even just as if they start coming online now because more words are coming. Just the same way, Danielle, I love that you played with that, like that pacing. What would happen if we let it, just want to get a little bit faster? If we slow back down? Play with the pacing too of the parts that start coming back in to make this make sense or figure this out, or what was that? Or how do I feel about that? Or whoa, I'm having some insights. I'm having some, the embodiment came and now there's the enlightenment piece, right? But what if you were going to play with that and slow that down? It's like, come back in really slowly. Have some trust that the understanding that's happening is not just going to be up here at these parts, that it's already happening, right? Yeah, it's already happening. Yeah. Yeah, I'm noticing the time. And so we have some time to flow a little bit more before we close out. And I know that you and I, in our preparation for this conversation, this practice, we had all we have all the ideas, and we knew that
Yeah.
they had the stuff, but 30 minutes is only 30 minutes. Right? It is this container. So I want to actually turn it back to you, and I know that you just, one of the things we talked about was this dance, this mirroring, and you started a little bit with that in the opening of this relationship piece, that we are embodied already, but in relationship to others. And then we talked before a little bit about this mirroring. And I wonder if there's anything that's bubbling up through you now around that, because just now you were doing and we were mirroring. And is there more that wants to just kind of like be expanded on as we're just kind of digesting, right? What we were just experiencing, and how we can just keep experiencing that, how we're already maybe very organically doing that
Yeah.
life in the world with others.
Yeah. Totally. And so it, I believe it builds on our conversation of like, rather than trying to force a shift, we are just being in genuine relationship with sensation and seeing what happens. And I don't know how many of you guys watching or anyone else that ends up watching this later is soaked in this kind of stuff in and out. And it's like, oh, yeah, no shit, right? I've heard this time and time again. I get it. I get it. It sounds fluffy.
Yeah.
But that's why bringing actual contact to the body, or if we were in a room together, maybe even putting our hands,
Yeah.
like, whoa, what is that like? Putting our backs together.
Mm.
While you go, right? Like, there's so much that we could do mirror or just together with our bodies.
Yeah.
But that is the genuine feel of like, oh, what does it mean to be embodied? How do I become embodied?
Yeah.
It's what are you actually doing to make contact with your life?
Yeah.
I veered off from the mirroring thing totally.
I mean, yes, diverse conversations is exactly where I'm always at. But this veering is exactly what it is, though. I think that's the point. And I like that you brought that back in the contact piece, because that is this, again, make it make sense. It can, yeah, the fluffy, like, ooh, like, yeah, we're embodied. These are just words.
Yes, right.
But then, like, this, like, this actual contact ourselves first. And, I just also, maybe there's something bubbling up within me around feeling safe enough.
Yes.
And that isn't accessible,
Totally.
and that may not have been accessible for anyone who is practicing this today or watches this later. There may be something that it's not just discomfort, but actually like, that's not safe. And I just, right, touched my face, touched my hands. And again, how can we make contact even with that part that is so scared to even, right, make contact with our own bodies? And there's so many reasons, right? So many reasons. Um, yeah, trauma, being in a body that has been either told or physically made to feel unsafe, a brain that even misinterprets discomfort. And so I think that's important to name as well in this, where it seems so, oh, it's, I guess a part of me wanted to say like, oh, we just make it seem so not so easy. No, it's not. It actually requires some intentionality, courage to make contact first, even just with yourself, and then to that piece when I had a part that you said like, yeah, we were in a space together and we could put our hands. I was like, what?
God, that's a lot. Not everybody, first of all, who has time for that shit?
be hand touching in our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If we do, beautiful. And that's a whole other conversation, right? But most of us don't in our day to day. And a
that's
lot of us
yeah,
have tension or some reason why the body is not safe. That's part of why we have jobs to become or re-engage with that safety or learn the first time how to
yeah,
be safe in the body. So I love that you named that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'm noticing the time. I know we had a little bit of a late start, but I do want to honor the time that folks have that they may have blocked off for this today. Um, yeah, we're going to offer ways to continue this conversation. And, some of them are just as simple as reaching out to us. Again, tech willing, I will be posting this replay video. If there were questions that bubbled up or curiosities or anything, feelings, they don't have to all be positive or flowy. Feelings popped up, right? We want to honor and have some space for that. And I'll also be creating more resources for this, again, connection, parts that are trying to make sense of this, parts that are actually experiencing it. Um, yes, I'll leave it with that and with gratitude for those who are here now and this now, and then also in the now, whenever you're watching it. Oh, I'm seeing some gratitude being shared as well in the comments. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Danielle, is there anything that you would like to just leave us with as we kind of close this container?
Mm. I'm so tempted because my rock is right here. I'm going to do it. Guys, if you have a rock, if you have even this cup, right? Like spend a minute noticing the thing on the cup. That is what that is what's important. Spending a moment noticing. No, if you take one thing away from this, my hope is that it's just spending a minute noticing. There's not some secret you're missing. You are not needing to get to this place that we're at. You're not someone that, right? No way. It's just a moment, either inside with yourself physically or something else extra. So that's what I would like to leave you with.
Yeah. Make contact. Pay attention and make contact. Ah,
Totally.
ah. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone who is here in this moment. Thank you, everyone who's not here in this moment. Looking forward to making more contact with all of you, with myself, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye. Mm.